What's up, Inner Nerds? Senior Nerd John and Steven here. We're going to break down seasons 1 and 2 of Titans and talk about how season 3 just kicked off this week. Steven, what was your take on season 1 and 2?
Wow, a lot more exciting than our current backdrop here. I know you guys absolutely
The white wall!
I know you guys love that. As always, subscribe to the channel. We are at the Inner Nerds. We also have our Inner Nerds shorts that we have going on, some exclusive content over there. We're actually going to have more and more exclusive content on different channels like our Instagram that we have coming out today. Our camera's falling. So make sure that you follow everywhere because you might see some things on Instagram that you're not going to see on our YouTube page.
You got to follow us everywhere. If you're not currently following Facebook, Instagram, and subscribing to our YouTube channel, you're going to miss something that may be really fun for you.
Stormanarts.com,
absolutely,
where we have the Inner Nerds blog page going on, where John has been blogging some different opinions over there as well. This camera, look at this. Season 1 and 2 was crazy. So you had been on it before I was, right?
Yeah. You had asked me about whether I had been watching Titans.
That's right.
And I had not. I had seen a little bit of episode 1, and I just wasn't, for whatever reason, I hadn't kept up. So I jumped into season 1 again and started binging it.
You finished before I did.
Couple weeks ago, I binged 1 and 2 super quick, and then we were talking because you hadn't kept up. Yeah. You started binging back, and we're all caught up now, and we both watched episode 1 of season 3. So real quick, to get you all up to speed, if you're not watching it, you should be, because
it's awesome.
It is. It's pretty awesome. It is not your kids' Titans Go thing. This is not Teen Titans Go. So this is not a kid show. We need to make that very clear to all of our audience. This is more hardcore death, dismemberment, everything.
It's if it was real, essentially.
Right.
That's what it is. If this stuff was real, this is what would happen.
Yep, they deal with real life issues, I think.
Yeah. Well, spoilers are ahead, don't forget.
Yes, of course.
Heavy spoilers. We'll go right into the meat of this. This is how I would expect Robin to act with a Batman. You would not, after your parents are killed.
Yep.
And this rich guy takes over and just basically tortures you, is how they portray it. He's emotionally tortured. And in the beginning of this, and this is what got me, Robin is the worst parts of Batman. At least he took on those, what he's going through right now, in his life right now. He's trying to figure out, how can I be Dick, but not a dick?
Right. So, so for those of you who don't know, Dick Grayson, who was the original Robin, he breaks away from Batman, and this is the storyline that we're basically following about what he does after leaving Batman and how he deals with the anger he feels toward Batman and seeing what he was becoming. So he tried to break away, start over a new life, and not be the violent asshole that Batman was making him. And, well, it doesn't work.
No. There's a full psychotic breakdown in season 2.
I mean, even in season 1, when he takes on that first group and then is, sorry guys, but he's Batman.
Yeah.
And
he breaks a window, takes a guy's face, and grinds it on the glass. I was like, what am I watching?
This is not Marvel.
Well, and this is what I love about this series, especially right off the gate with season 3, episode 1, where the Joker fucking kills Robin.
Right.
What?
So for those of you who have not been following DC and maybe you're more into Marvel, like Mike, Dick Grayson, first Robin, goes off and does his own thing.
Nightwing.
Well, he's still being Robin. Right. He goes off and...
But he's the one who becomes...
Ultimately, for those of you, you will see this evolution. He ends up becoming Nightwing, who you probably may have heard of. But he gets replaced by Batman. Batman wants a Robin that he can always have as a sidekick, so he gets replaced by a guy named Jason Todd. Jason Todd makes an appearance in this as well, and we find out that he's fucked up too. I mean,
in different ways, which is very interesting. I love how they do that dynamic of... And then Batman tries to use him as a way for Dick to mature, or they try to use each other.
The underlying theme with Batman in this, and the guy who plays Batman in this, is amazing as Batman.
Back to Game of Thrones.
Yes. I love him in this role. It is awesome.
Old man Batman.
Yeah, it's the older Batman version. What we find on the Batman character is he is always looking to get Dick back, basically. He wants his original Batman back, he sends Jason Todd off to work with Dick in the Titans to make him mature, as you said, train him up as well, and become what Dick was to him. The original Robin. Spoiler, of course, that doesn't work so well. Jason Todd is a totally different character. He's impulsive. He is crazy. He's crazy.
He's literally driving a motorcycle in the mansion.
Right.
That's what gets him sent away.
He is, he's just
great. He tries to take on, I have to say, the absolute best iteration of Deathstroke.
Deathstroke.
This is the best version of it.
That's season 2, when you get caught up. Season 2 revolves. So season 1, if you know anything about the Titans, we do see Raven, we see Starfire, we see Hawk, Dove,
Wonder, what's her name?
We get Superboy, we see Wonder Girl, right?
Superboy season 2, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that is season 2, you're right. Crypto, my favorite, and we get Beast Boy. Beast Boy, I gotta tell you, I love this version of Beast Boy.
The actor's great.
He is
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
And I just love the way he's portrayed. He is a total superhero fanboy. It is so funny when he gets to meet somebody and he's always jonesing. Do we get to meet Batman? Is Batman going to show up?
And then when Dick's like, all right, just call Bruce. He's like, Bruce Wayne? He's like, what?
Like, I get to do that? Like, so this iteration of Beast Boy is amazing. I love that. Season 2, when we do get introduced to this version of Superboy, that whole run is good.
He's literally Superman and Lex Luthor. He's their DNA. He's a clone. But the way they do it, it's like what makes a superhero,
right?
Just because it's your DNA, you can be more. But like you've always said this, you can't bring Superman into something because he can just kill everybody. But they show really easily you can kill Superboy. You can kill Superman. They have the bullets. They have no problem suppressing him. So like you've always said, even there's no Superboy.
Right. My issue is always when you bring Superman in is that the risk is lowered. Right? There's no stakes in play. You're right. In this show, they are bringing in the stakes. There is absolute risk to Superboy,
and his personality's a risk.
And he's a split personality. He's got a little bit of Lex, and he's got a little bit of Clark. And they don't always mesh together nicely.
And he doesn't always have control.
No.
Which is so interesting.
When we first meet him, he's like an infant. He's like a 2-year-old, doesn't know any of his powers.
The score. Have you heard the score every time he's on the screen when it's just him? It's like an iteration of the Man of Steel score.
I hadn't noticed that.
It's really freaking inspiring. I don't want to get like too soppy and corny, but the score they use for the different characters, the show pays so much attention to each one and gives them their own
episodes. And that was the thing that I wasn't crazy about really in season 1 was that like we would get, we're following along certain characters and then all of a sudden an episode is just totally somebody new.
5 years before or something.
Right. It's like, wait, eventually you see when it all meshes together, but it was kind of driving me a little bit crazy. We're past that stage now. The team is together in season 3. Even when they introduce somebody new, and they do, Barbara Gordon. For those of you that don't know, Barbara Gordon, Commissioner Gordon's daughter, who became Batgirl, was shot by Joker, paralyzed, and is now in a wheelchair. She is now Commissioner Gordon. Following in her father's footsteps, we do get to meet her, and she's got anger issues towards Batman as well.
Oh yeah,
serious anger there.
But and that's the love of the show, and I can't get over it. Is what they've done on a psychological level to explore. You're really exploring humanity in a sense and they just happen to have either powers or really well trained. These at one point in season, I think 1 and 2, they don't even have costumes on as they're fighting. Like when they fought Deathstroke, at one point they were just in street clothes. And that's to me, it was like some of the coolest parts about it is like you get to know the This is one of the first shows I actually know the characters' names and I remember. You know, like usually you don't remember. Like you watch your shows, like what's the plot? You know all these characters intimately.
Yes, and that probably speaks to what they did by introducing them one at a time the way they did. That I didn't like. It clearly
resonated with me.
Right. It clearly.
Well, I also don't know these characters as much, so I was really excited because I love the world that they built.
Oh, it's great.
It's awesome. I love being in it.
Yeah, and they allude to the big team, right? They talk about Superman, they talk about Wonder Woman, they talk about Batman, but Batman makes a lot of appearances
Well, they
in
show
and out.
them. They justify it by, because everything that happens to them happens so immediately.
Yeah.
So like, there's no time, even as fast as Superman is. Like when Deathstroke does something, it's immediate. So like, there's no response time to go, hey Superman. It's you have to respond or you're gonna die.
Right.
And then it just keeps tumbling and tumbling. So they really do a good job of justifying why the other heroes aren't there. There's a lot of other issues happening in the world.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The 5-year story arc for the first 2 seasons with Dick's secret about who killed Jericho.
Oh yeah,
and how he manipulated everybody twice.
And why the original Titans group fell apart, and how Aqualad got killed.
Oh my god,
that was sick.
I didn't see that coming at all. And then they do it to Donna. I was like, no, I love her. She's amazing. And how, like, as much as Dick hates Bruce, he did something even worse than Bruce. Yeah. Because he got a kid killed before Bruce even got Jason Todd killed. Which is, I remember when and then it technically wasn't really his fault, but at the same time, if he doesn't try to manipulate him to get to, the fact that they had to go to Deathstroke's kid to get at him was like, you would never see that. Even in a DC film, you wouldn't see that.
No, they totally... Right, so he learned from Bruce manipulating the anger of a kid himself and weaponizing it. And that's a central theme to Dick's character, right? That Bruce took him in at his lowest point right after his parents got killed when he was a kid, and weaponized that anger because that was the only thing that Bruce knew how to do. And they get to that point. That was Bruce trying to teach him how to deal with his grief, because that's how Bruce dealt with his grief. So a central theme is that he weaponized Dick to become what he is. And then we see Dick then manipulating Jericho. Yeah. Right? I don't want to say weaponized him, but he used him as a pawn.
Yeah. Like
and right, to get to Deathstroke.
And didn't tell the team. It only told the team parts.
Right. So nobody knew the full story. It was this, that.
And then he still does it 5 years later. He doesn't even learn his lesson.
Yeah.
Which is what breaks them a second time.
But season 3, when we kick off, they are working as a team. And I thought that fight scene was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right? The way they were going at it. You have Nightwing coming in and... Dude,
Crypto.
I love Crypto. His stick, right? And then he puts him on the banister and
because John saw the first episode before I did, he goes, "Yeah, they got that HBO money. They got that."
They upped their game.
You'll see in season 2 the batons he has. It just looks like a LED lights in it, and then in season 3, it's like
they're with it. Oh my god, it's like
because the first when you see it, he does this and they connect. I was like, oh, I know what John's talking about now. I get it. The shots are a little bit different. There's more dynamic to it.
Yeah,
but we're even also skipping over season 1. There's also the great storyline with Rachel Raven's dad.
Right, so season 1, we get them coming together. We see Doom Patrol, because that's where Beast Boy was at the time. He ends up leaving Doom Patrol to come with the Titans.
Which was cool.
Which was really cool.
We'll have to get
really cool. Yeah, we'll have to break that down too. The running storyline of season 1 is Rachel Raven, her dad trying to get back to this world, and she is the only one with the power and ability to bring him back.
But this is
because he's a demon. So.
Right. And I was about to say, this is DC, so the way he has to do it is he has to rip her heart out.
Yeah.
That's how he has to do it. He has to rip his daughter's heart out.
He has to break her. Physically and mentally to be able to gain his full power. It is sick. So that's season 1. Then we get
the secret's there the whole time,
right?
And that's what I thought was really cool was that they sowed the seed of what would become season 2 in season 1,
right? Because they talk about some of these characters, Donna and Hawk and Dove, they come back to help out with something, but it is totally they don't want to be Titans. They're coming to help, but they do not want to be Titans.
And they talk
about no, they don't. And they talk about they didn't want to be back at Titan Tower, and after last time, right? So there's something more, but you don't know in season 1 what it really was that broke it apart. And then season 2, after getting through season 1's arc and dealing with Raven's dad, we then get into season 2, and that's where we're dealing with Deathstroke and Superboy introduction and the arc that creates there. Now, at the same time, Starfire is building a very nice backstory as well, and we're learning a lot about her very slowly, which I think is great. Yeah. That they're building her arc very slow behind the scenes like they're doing with Dick, where season 1 and 2 there was this underlying story. Now in season 2 we get introduced to a little bit of her backstory. We can see an arc coming there, which I think is really good. Yeah. Right, really good storytelling.
All of it. Hawk's depression, the way he has to deal with drugs.
He's a drug addict, right? He's an addict.
The breakup that they have to go through.
The way that he and Dove meet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Terrible. All of it is just like, if you don't enjoy it, you might cry. It's kind of like where you're at, because when you really think about it, it's all really sad.
It's all very emotional and mental anguish that fuels these heroes.
Let's jump to the last few minutes here about season 3. So
season 3.
You have to watch it. You will binge it. I told John I've been up early every single morning because I love it. Yeah. Season 3 kicks off. It dropped the 3 episodes. It's out right now.
Yeah, I've watched all 3. Steven's only watched the first one, so
I have my homework.
We're just going to stick with episode 1 discussion here, but it kicks off with a great fight scene, and you get to see how they're working as a team now. And I love that the final blow is delivered by Crypto. Crypto, speak.
That was awesome. Yeah, right.
Boom!
And the kid who plays Superboy has like this. He does something with his voice where he sounds so childlike still. Yeah. They're all so good. Dick to me is the weakest actor on it. Personally, but the cast is great, and the kid who plays Superboy is like, he keeps this like aloofness about him, where he's still childlike, but he's also the strongest man in the world.
Right,
like he can still take on Superman, but he's like a butterfly. It's such a good job.
And he and Beast Boy, you see, are like buddies now, and that's kind of cool.
But Batman is what Gotham is bad. Gotham is like, they do a great job of portraying Gotham.
Oh yeah, and I don't know, was episode 1 where the Titans come out to Gotham?
Not yet.
Okay.
Spoiler
alert. Dick goes out because Jason Todd gets killed.
By the Joker. Which they do a great job just by silhouetting him. I was like, that is one of the best Jokers just by hearing
him. The laugh. That's all we hear is the laugh.
You see a bat crack him across the head.
That was a crowbar.
Crowbar. Crack him. And then he just gets I'm like...
And then you just watch them just pounding him into the ground.
And then in the Batcave, they have the shoot like in the comics. I was like, they killed him. They actually killed him. Yep. I was blown away. And then how Bruce is just like, the actor is so good. I don't know his name off the top of my head, the actor who plays Bruce is so good that you can see, he's sitting there smiling, but you can see in his face how much pain he is in.
Yes.
Or denial.
He's in total denial. And that's the way he deals with it. And he just forgets that somebody existed. Yeah. I think is really what...
Dick said that.
No, I think it was Barbara actually said that. Yeah, that's the way he deals with it. When somebody close to him dies, he just forgets them. That's it. Boom. They never existed. And that's what he was doing. But we also find out that he was already planning for Jason to go away, because he had been like taking resumes, basically. He had a database of next Robins.
This is really taking such a twist with Batman, where you're like, man, I don't know if I like this guy. Like I do. But I just think like they do such a good job showing this is not normal behavior.
No.
Like he's a hero, he did all this, but like, and Barbara had the great line, you and the Joker are the same cancer or something like that.
Yeah, you're both psychotic. She actually makes an amazing point. Why do you not make sure that he is kept away? I think, and she says to him, I think you want him to escape.
That was the line that I think broke him.
Yeah, she's right. Right? Like, why did he not put him in the ground? All these years, all these people. He shot Barbara Gordon and paralyzed her. Right? I mean, all the different things.
He caused James Gordon, Detective Gordon, to have a heart attack and die.
Right. Like all of
Alfred's
the different... Alfred's dead. If you follow the comics, you know that he created Two-Face when the DA had him on trial. I don't know if they're following that storyline or not, but in the comics that does happen. He sprays him with acid on that side. It's been very different in the movies that have been done, but he is basically the scourge on Gotham. So why has Batman never kept him locked away? It's funny though. Oh, well, you haven't seen episode 2.
Not too funny.
Yeah. It will be funny, and we'll talk about it later when you find out the way the criminals view Batman and why you know. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But episode 1 is amazing. I am shocked that you didn't binge the other 2 right afterwards.
But we had to shoot this.
If you're not watching Titans, you need to. If you don't have HBO Max, I don't want to say get it, but...
get a free trial, watch them.
See what you can... Right. I mean, see if you can...
Can we just cement this with, I can't believe what Batman does to Joker?
Oh.
Do we say it or...
Yeah, why not? I mean, we already...
Awesome.
He gets so broken by what Barbara said to him that he goes to Arkham and friggin' takes a crowbar and just kills him, splits his skull, And
the Joker laughs. He said he laughed the whole time.
He laughed while he was being killed because the Joker finally won. And he, Bruce actually says that to Dick when he wakes Dick up. The mission he gives Dick is be a better Batman. And that's where you're going to see season 3 progress. In episode 2, you'll see how that weighs on him. Be a better Batman. Let's see if he can do it in season 3. Some amazing stuff coming up. If you're not watching it, you should be. As always, tell us what you're thinking about it. Tell us why we're right, we're wrong. We want to hear from you. We love it. We answer back. Subscribe, follow, all of those things. Till same bat time, same bat channel, folks.
Gotta watch
Till
it.
next time.
It's crazy.
Peace.